Hello. Today I will show you how to create a randomizer for your customizable character in Unreal Engine. By the end of this tutorial, we'll have a magic button that, with just one click, will generate a custom character. I'll be using the Modular Meta Soldier as an example. If you already own it, there's no need to worry. You've received the randomizer in the latest update. For those interested in purchasing the Modular Meta Soldier, you can find the link in the description. Well then, let's get started with the tutorial. First of all, let's go to our list of variables, the skeletal meshes category. Here we can see several arrays of skeletal meshes, each corresponding to a certain module that makes up our character. There are also separate variables of the same type, in which the current module is stored. For example, in the helmets array, there are possible helmets for equipping. And in the current helmet variable, what is currently equipped is stored. Let's write a function that will return a random skeletal mesh from the given list. We will need the last index function, which returns the last index of our array, to take a random index from 0 to this last array index. In this way, each time this function will return a random skeletal mesh. We also have arrays that store the colors each module of our character is painted with. Let's write a function that will take such an array of colors and set an absolutely random color in each of its variables. Each color in the RGB space is defined by a vector 3, which determines the coordinate of our color in the RGB space. To get a random color, it is enough to have 3 random float variables ranging from 0 to 1, which will define this vector 3. Now let's actually write the randomizer function. In it, we will call the functions we just wrote, which will determine the random appearance of our character by setting the shape and color of each module completely randomly. We will set every customization variable with the help of our randomizer function. We have a texture map that displays 99 flags of different countries, and an array of variables stores the coordinates of each of these flags on the texture. The patch number variable holds the index of this coordinate in the array, And by setting it randomly, we can determine a random flag. We also have a Boolean variable that determines whether we will use a camouflage pattern on an element of our equipment or if the material will have a uniform color. Let's set this variable randomly using the random bool function available in the Unreal Engine library. We will need a function that returns a random camouflage texture, which it will select from an array of camouflage textures. Let's set a random camouflage for each module using this function. Okay, I have missed a couple of booleans. Let's fix it. Now, when the appearance is set randomly, we need to run the logic, which is used in the construction script to build our character once again. I have collapsed logic that builds our character in the construction script to function to reuse it after our randomizer logic. Now let's add a randomizer button to our UI. We will call our newly created randomization function on the click event. As we can see, our customization turned out to be absolutely random. I would even say too random. Therefore, let's limit the choice of colors for the randomizer. Let's return to the color selection function we wrote and modify it so that the color is not chosen completely at random, but from an array of, let's say, military colors that we will create. Now, the randomization looks more appropriate, but still, we are unlikely to want to see naked and barefoot soldiers on the battlefield. Therefore, we can limit the randomization by not including the index for naked and barefoot legs, which are stored at index 0. We will exclude this index from the randomization for certain modules of the character. In the random skeletal mesh function, the index will be passed through an input to allow us to change this parameter for each part of our character's body. Great, everything works as intended. Thank you for your attention. See you later.